You've been pushing to failure every single set. You leave the gym completely destroyed, and you're still not growing. Here's exactly why. Everyone in the gym tells you to push to failure. Your training partner grinds out every last rep. Every fitness influencer online swears by it, and you've been buying into it because it hurts, it feels intense, and intensity must mean results, right? Wrong. Here's what nobody tells you. Training to failure isn't just overrated. For most people, it's actively slowing down their progress. And the worst part, you keep doing it because it feels like hard work, but intensity and effectiveness are two completely different things. In the next few minutes, I'm going to break down exactly what the research says about training to failure, when it helps, when it hurts, and the one simple adjustment that maximizes muscle growth without destroying your recovery. No bro science, no anecdotes, just the data. A 2022 meta-analysis compared two groups, one training to complete failure, the other stopping 1 to 3 reps short of failure, what researchers call RIR, or reps in reserve. The result: no significant difference in muscle hypertrophy, 0. The group stopping short gained exactly as much muscle as the group grinding out every single rep to failure. But here's what makes it worse. The failure group showed significantly higher markers of systemic fatigue, longer recovery times between sessions, and measurably higher injury risk over time. Same muscle growth, more cost, more risk, longer recovery. This isn't one isolated study. The pattern is consistent across multiple trials. When total training volume is equated, meaning both groups perform the same number of effective reps, stopping 1 to 2 reps short of failure produces equivalent hypertrophy with far less neural fatigue. Now, I'm not saying failure has absolutely no place in your training. It does, but context matters more than people realize. Training to failure is most justified on isolation exercises, on your last set of a session, cable curls, lateral raises, leg extensions, single joint movements where the systemic recovery cost is relatively low. If you destroy your biceps on a final set of curls, your nervous system will manage. Compound movements are an entirely different situation. Squats, deadlifts, bench press, barbell rows. These recruit massive amounts of motor units and load your entire nervous system. Hitting failure on a heavy squat doesn't just fatigue your quads, it loads your spine, your stabilizers, your CNS. The recovery debt is enormous. The practical rule: compound movements, stop at RIR 1 to 2, isolation finishers, go to failure on your last set if you choose. That's it. So, how do you actually apply this? Start simple. Pick a weight where you could complete 12 reps, but stop at 10. That's RIR 2. The last rep should be challenging but controlled. Your form shouldn't break down. If you're shaking and grinding, you've gone too far. Progressive overload still applies exactly the same way. When RIR 2 starts feeling easy, when you could clearly do 3 or 4 more reps, you add weight or volume. The growth stimulus is identical. You're just not accumulating unnecessary neural fatigue that steals from your next session. This is how the most consistent natural lifters train the majority of their volume, not grinding every set to 0. Controlled, repeatable effort, session after session with enough recovery to come back and actually do it again. A 2023 study tracking experienced lifters over 16 weeks found that RIR-based training produced equal or better hypertrophy outcomes compared to failure training, while maintaining higher training frequency and better technical consistency across the entire program. Higher frequency, better form, same or better gains. You don't need to destroy yourself every session to grow muscle. You need to apply the right stimulus, consistently, over a long enough period. That's the entire game. Try this for 4 weeks. RIR 2 on all compound lifts. Failure only on your last isolation set per session. Track your numbers, not just your gains, but how you feel going into the next workout. For more on building muscle the right way, the full training playlist is right here.